if you can look at something and name what that thing is for, it has a purpose. Why do we even have this cup? To hold some water. That's something that doesn't even talk. So if we could look at any other object and know the purpose, what is the purpose when you look at yourself? When you look in the mirror, what is your purpose? What's up? This is Martial Arts Mindset. My name is Calvin. And my name is Kevin. And we are the Blasian Twins. So,
What
up?
is?
You want to go first? I'll go. Okay. We're excited. I'm sorry, we got all this energy just because we've been excited about doing this podcast. Like, we've been talking about it, but now the fact that we're doing it is one thing to talk and it's one thing to execute. So we're really excited about doing this. So what is martial arts mindset? What is it that we're excited about doing? So we're excited because we've been doing martial arts for 23 years, since the age of 5, and we want to share our experience of martial arts and also be able to open up a communication of what the mentality of a martial artist is, what the mindset, the thought pattern, anything that has to do not just with the mind, but the mind, body, and spirit all holistically. So that's what martial art mindset is, and I want you to tell me, who is it for? So who it's for, what I've noticed when talking with just people in general, everybody has seen or been exposed to martial arts some way, right? So one thing I hear a lot of people say is they want to get back to doing martial arts, but they don't feel like they can do it. So here, I want this podcast to be able to say, yes, you can do it, and you can do it at any age. So we're really targeting people who have a love for martial arts, but they haven't taken the steps into starting. Perfect. It's just, I think there's a lot of people that dibble and dabble because they see it in movies. I mean, the reason why we started, which is the reason why so many other people started, was Bruce Lee. Enter the Dragon. Enter the Dragon. Mm-hmm. For you youngins out there, if you haven't seen this movie, you have to watch it. It's just historical and on so many different levels. So that's a movie to watch. Yes. So, like we said, at 5, our dad, before we started our Hapkido classes, he played us this movie, Enter the Dragon, and he was like, pay attention to the way he moves and the way he thinks, and not just that, but the philosophy and the way he's handling the situations, because that's what we grew up on as a kid, and that's what we continue to do as we get older. So I just feel like there's an African proverb that somebody shared with me.
Oh, what's that?
So
ready for that? You just said
African proverb, right? You listen. Oh, I want to hear this. It goes along the lines of everybody's a library, and when somebody dies, we've burned down the library. We've lost the library. So we want to share our library of knowledge before he passed, because we don't know who this can help. You know, the 23 years of martial arts experience, and not just the physicality of it, but really learning and growing into the mentality of it is a totally different beast. Like, it's honestly easier to go and work out and get better, do drills, training, all that. But when you talk about using the mindset throughout all of your life, and it's actually one thing I think that is also our goal. One goal is to simplify the mindset and make it understandable. Because to me, martial arts should be used for anybody be able to use, not just strong people. It doesn't make sense for only strong people to learn something to possibly destroy somebody, right? But a weaker person to be able to overcome oppression or something that is overtaking them. Martial arts, it just gives such a beautiful journey. So I just want to ask you if you can go ahead and just tell a little bit of history of our 23 years of experience, where we started, and all that. I know, so I just want to hear you say it.
Well, yeah, if we actually want to start, like,
it started before our time. We actually have sisters who actually did martial arts, and before that, our dad did martial arts. In fact, our dad would tell us stories all the time about how he had to ride his bike 10 miles just to go train.
Just to go train through a graveyard.
The graveyard was a shortcut. That's what he would say.
Through a short. He said, otherwise, he had to go around it. But I guess it's in our blood because he was like, I love this thing so much. And of course, what got him started, all the kung fu movies and Bruce Lee, just like everybody else. He said he used to have tournaments in the backyard. Like people would come and have matches. He got his arm broke or something. Like just
he broke his friend's arm.
Full contact, like full contact sparring.
Which I don't recommend. That's not safe.
I mean, if you're crazy like that, if you're training the MMA or something,
training to be a fighter,
UFC,
that would be different.
Whatever. But like, we're not fighters. We're actors, which we'll get into that. But go ahead. Our father, sisters.
Yeah, our sisters. And then it started with us. We started in Korea. That's where we first started learning Hapkido. So it started with Hapkido when we were 6. That's when we started. And we trained there in Korea for 2 years. So,
next part. Oh man, when we got our black belts, the first weapon that we learned was the nunchaku. For short, nunchuk. But it wasn't like, oh, we watched Bruce Lee and we chose the nunchuk. It was like our Hapkido master, Grandmaster Lee in Seoul, Korea. He said, this is the weapon you're gonna learn first. And we didn't just learn one hand. We had to do both hands at the same time.
We had to start off that way.
Yeah, and then so from that to so many other weapons along the way. We also learned some wushu. We also got some training in capoeira. We've been doing that for a little while, which just goes hand in hand.
He says a little while. It's been
a little while.
Years, but
it's like 13 years.
Still, there's still so much more knowledge to be gained and so much more ability to be gained from it. So
right, that's why I feel like a novice at capoeira. But we'll talk about that more on another day. Just listing out all the things. Capoeira, Muay Thai. We've also learned some boxing. We learned some Balinta Wap. Just kickboxing.
Taekwondo, of course.
Taekwondo. Yeah,
we had kicks and legs, strong, powerful legs before we had super fast hands. So.
Right, which I like because I feel like kicks are harder to train get to, and you can always use your hands. You can do, but you got to make room and space to do the kicks. But from that, we just continued on. We took our martial arts into our filmmaking. So not only are we martial artists, we went to film school. We graduated with the degree in 2015.
And it's funny.
University of Alabama.
University of Alabama. Roll Tide.
Yep. What are you about to say?
I was about to say, when we were in film school, we already knew that we enjoyed making action films because we did that before we went to film school. We would shoot, record different things, just go out and do it. Just because we love martial arts, we love movies. Why not mix those together, right?
Right.
And one thing that a lot of people were doing in school, they were making comedies and dramas. Remember that? And we said, we're gonna do this over here. Like, we're gonna do some action. That's what we're gonna do.
We didn't even have a whole crew. I mean, you see that we set this up. It's a simple setup, but we didn't have anybody else for it. It's just us two. Guess who's gonna edit it? We are. And we're saying all this is because as a martial artist, if you're seeking answers to something, you will go find them. If you're seeking a result in something, you will do the work to make it happen.
And I think here's the thing that martial arts has taught me, which people can learn in different ways, but since we've been doing martial arts so long, having a purpose to whatever you do, because the motivation can easily go away. Motivation to me is temporary, but if you have a purpose, nothing can stop you. Like, the only person that stops you is yourself from the purpose.
Right. And with the martial art mindset, with the podcast, we're giving this a purpose to spread martial arts to other people, and for those people to spread it to other people, and it just spread out so that we as a collective can make martial arts be what it used to be. Because I think now,
What
because
do you
of
mean?
Hollywood,
So when you say what it used to be, what do
Okay.
you mean what it used to be?
right, okay. So now there's this Hollywood perspective of how martial arts should be. I mean, hey, big, cool, all these cool motions, and of course they show like this, the mind, body, spirit, but as far as it connecting to the everyday person, I think the movies make it seem like it's this unattainable thing.
Yeah.
Going back to what you were saying, martial arts isn't just for the strong. It just isn't for the people who are athletic or capable. It's for the old people.
That's really who
for
it's
the
made
young
for.
kids, for people who have a disadvantage and who can maximize their advantages to be able to overcome. And that's where the real martial arts mindset is. But there's this Hollywood perspective. So I think when people come into training, they look at a video on YouTube or look at somebody else do something. They're like, "Oh, I want to be able to do that." And then
We were like that. Like we see some flashy moves, like, ooh, I want to be able to do those flashy moves. Remember, there's a thing called tricking. I don't know if you guys know what tricking is. It's been out for a super long time now. But if you don't know, look it up. It's amazing, like
kicks and flips and gymnastics.
Combined together, and it's incredible what the human body can do.
Oh my gosh! All our stunt friends, all that people that can trick incredibly. I feel like a novice want to do it because we'll play a few clips, and we'll play a few clips of ours so you can see. But
I polished up like a few moves, but when you have all these different combos,
and so we saw those, and of course, because before we even tried to do like a 540 or all these other crazy kicks, right? We learned the basics. We learned the basic front snap kick, the basic roundhouse kick, basic stuff before even going to that level.
I mean, it's literally like that with anything else that we do in life, right? If you're learning how to write, you just don't write a book right away. You got to learn the letters first, then you learn the words, then you learn the sentence, then you learn how to make a sentence structure it, then you make a paragraph, then you can write a whole book and start having a
right.
dialogue.
So see, look, I'm just gonna go ahead and straight up and say it. I've seen some videos of people who post a lot of them. I'm not gonna call no names out, but there's some sloppy martial artists out there. There are some people who don't respect the craft as they should. And I'm saying that because we take martial arts serious. It's sacred to us. Like we love it. It's a passion. And I get that other people do that, but we can tell when somebody doesn't have like actual training. Because there's something in the form, there's something in the way, and the intention.
And there's nothing wrong with that because
No.
that's honestly starting you on the path and the journey. But of course, if it's the path, now that's one thing we have to say. Not everybody will be a martial artist because it's not everybody's path.
Not
or
for
purpose.
everybody.
It's not everybody's path or purpose, right? So you just have to know that's really what it is. Even if you don't pursue and actively start doing punches and kicks, what we want you to be able to take away is the mindset that you can then apply to other parts of your life.
And I wasn't saying, everybody's sloppy or that. I'm just saying there's people out there who post their stuff with so much confidence, like it actually has some structure to it, but it really doesn't. It doesn't have a base. It's missing a lot. And that's only missing because they didn't go out and seek the correct knowledge. They probably did what we did when we first started, which is fine, was watch videos and imitate. In fact, when we were 5, we knew we wanted to be action stars. Like, we really knew it. Do you remember that time we watched Mortal Kombat?
So he's talking about, you want me to tell the story?
Go ahead.
Okay, so we were watching Mortal Kombat. It was just me and him. We were living in Korea at this time. And it got to the end of the movie. When you're a kid, you just hype about everything. So we was hyped, just doing kicks in the air, doing all this stuff. Well, we had this coffee table, this glass coffee table, and I did an axe kick. Right, I jumped up in the air, did an axe kick, and my foot landed.
And I was standing next to him. Matter of fact, he was here and I was over here, and he's like, "Yeah." The movie had cut off, and he jumps up and do it.
Crash
Cracked
the glass.
right in half, and we're like, "Oh my gosh!"
I definitely tried to hide it, but you can't hide a coffee table. Like, you're gonna see that it's missing. We moved it somewhere else. And
No, that's not what we did. What we did
move
it. It had broke like this, right? And it broke in two pieces. But then we like propped it back up, trying to make it look like it was one. And then we put a runner over it. And then we're like, we need to go outside. Need to get away from the evidence.
We still got caught.
Right? It's like how
you put a glass down.
How the coffee table break. Oh no, we were playing outside. Mortal Kombat, that's why.
Man, we felt like Mortal Kombat when they found out the table broke.
Oh my gosh.
Finish him!
Finish the table. That's why we knew at a young age, though, that we wanted to do martial arts in movies. And, you know, because of God, because of how things line up, because of our pursuit of how can I become better, not just as a martial artist, but as a person, using martial arts as a lifestyle. How can I be better? And so that led us to being at the top of our class that we could be in film school. We won a couple awards, us two, as the production, not really working with a group. There's been one instance in college that we worked with one other person, and it was an outside project. One instance. There's been another time we shot with the crew, but everything that you kind of see on our page, we were the DPs, directing it, shooting it. It just kind of bothers us because we're like, hey, let me show you this video real quick. Let me show you this video. We shot and edited this.
And our names will even be in the credits. It'll be like
Blazing
shot
Twins.
and edited by the Blazing Twins.
And so we show them, and they're like, oh, who made this? I'm like,
I just told you we made. Yeah, people wouldn't even believe the stuff that we made.
So I'm glad we're starting this podcast because we also need to solidify that we're dope. Okay, we do a lot of things. And that's thanks to martial arts, and also because our father.
Going back to even talk about that part.
Go ahead. I'll let you.
We already know we're talking. Okay, not just our dad, but our mom and dad were in the army for 20 years.
20 whole years.
So that's already a completely different mindset. So that's, I guess, another part that you can add into it. But I mean, martial arts on its own, martial means of a warlike or of war. So martial art, and our parents are in the military, so it makes sense for those things to be able to work really good together. Right? It wasn't easy.
Second word, art. Art. Expression. That's really what it is. So we connect mind, body, and spirit for a reason, just like how God has the Trinity. There's the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. All of them make a triangle to be balanced. Now we're going to geometry and all that. But mind, body, and spirit, and how to make all of those align and be able to work and use it as best to your ability.
Using it uniformly, because the more that we can be in alignment with everything that we can, if we're just using these three, mind, body, and spirit, the more alignment you have, the more clarity you have about yourself and the things around you, which helps with another thing, which is awareness. So to you, what is awareness to you?
What is awareness to me? I'm going to tie it to the mind, body, and spirit because let's put it like this way. Awareness is just knowing, kind of being, not omnipresent like God, we can't do that, but just being present, being in the now. And see, if you have two of the things and one is lacking, there's no balance. If you got the mindset, but your body isn't right, and your spirit is strong, though, you can make a difference because all your mind has to do is tell your body, But once you get your body right, then it'll be all together. Now, if you lose your mind, how can you even get the body and spirit together?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you don't have enough spirit, if you have your mind and your body together, then where's your willpower going to come from?
Mm-hmm. Where's that purpose?
Right. What is the purpose? And God has given us all purposes, like all of us.
I say this all the time. If you can look at something and name what that thing is for, it has a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
We look at this glass right here. Why do we even have this cup? To hold some water.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have the water? Because we need to live.
Because
We
it
need to
becomes
hydrate.
one with the cup.
Exactly, you become exactly one with the cup. When you look outside at the trees, what is that tree for? The tree is there for shade. The tree helps to produce air. Take our air, our gas, and change it to something else.
It's for us to use it.
That's something that doesn't even talk. So if we could look at any other object and know the purpose, what is the purpose when you look at yourself?
When you look in the mirror, what is your purpose?
What is it?
Seriously though,
Mm-hmm.
ask yourself that. Look in the mirror and like, what is my purpose? And if you can't outright say it, search for it and listen for it. Do different things. Like, so our dad was a big stickler on us being able to know how to do pretty much everything.
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 In fact, car broke down recently,
Ugh.
changing the alternator in it. Right? Like, even just dealing with that,
Mhm.
not having to pay a mechanic to do that.
Right. And our dad was like, I want y'all to know how to work on cars and be able to shoot guns and do archery and know martial arts and know how to play basketball and know how to bowl and know how to pull, know how to do all these different things. And the reason is because he had that perspective that we didn't, that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
But he had that perspective when we were younger, like all these things I'm showing them is going to help them in some way. And honestly,
It has.
it has.
One of the things I hated the most growing up, but it is one of the things that's really helped with growth. There's one word that he would say all the time. Repetition.
Repetition, repetition, repetition.
Do it again. Again. Remember, okay,
Again.
talk about basketball. So, so we never really played basketball growing up, but we always loved it. We'd always see our dad playing, but we'd shoot around here and there, but never took it seriously. Until it was 7th grade, 2 weeks before our the tryouts, we said, you know what? We want to play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
We knew we didn't have the skills.
Yep.
Our dad knew we didn't have the skills.
It was pretty prevalent. Everybody else knew.
Everybody else. We have athleticism. We always had that.
We had the athlete. The body was there now. But the mindset
The mindset.
was not there. The mindset of a basketball player.
Yeah, mindset of a basketball
Because we
player.
didn't know what the mindset of a basketball
So
player
our
is.
dad being in the military, he just had us go on the court for those 2 weeks and just repeat the same layup, repeat the same free throw, repeat. In
And
fact,
then-
remember we had a practice one time
Oh.
where we couldn't leave
Yep.
until we got done doing all these drills in practice. We're tired. We couldn't leave until we made 10 free
10
throws
free
in a
throws
row.
in a row.
And if we missed a free throw, we had to do 10
10 push-ups in between that. I remember because I felt like I was gonna die. I'm like, how are you gonna ask me to be able to shoot these 10 free throws in a row with tired arms? But you know what? You know how much strength that built up? Oh, he was onto something.
Oh man, he knew how to build our body.
And mine, honestly, he was trying to break us down. And the reason is because he trained soldiers in
he
the
trained
military.
people that would put their life on the line. And if you think about where martial arts came from, it's really people that have their life on the line. They're worried about their life. So
Self-preservation. That's what it really is about. Self-preservation, not just the body, but of the mind and the spirit. All of them. We got to be able to preserve them. And if we don't know how to, I used to have anger issues. So that was something wrong that was within my spirit that I had to go into my mind to be like, all right, what is it? what is it I need to do? Because I'm being aware of what's around me, but what's going on inside of me, and especially during these times, during the pandemic with coronavirus cases just spiking and continuing to go up.
And everybody continually being disturbed in so many different parts of life.
We gotta definitely all have strong spirits to make it through, to definitely be able to have a strong mind to handle the financial strains, to handle the family issues that may be going. If you're not having issues, to be able to reach those goals that you have set for yourself to move forward in the pandemic. Now, there's something I really want to share.
Oh wait, we never finished the basketball story.
Oh,
so before
I share that basketball story.
So to make that short story a little shorter, we ended up making the basketball team, and that's
we're over here focused on the push-ups and all that. We made the basketball team. We did. We made the basketball team, and we're really known for defense because we had to learn how to, but we made the basketball team because he put that work into us. Going back to what I was going to end with, mind, body, and spirit. We had the bodies. We didn't have the skills with our bodies, what you call in Toshindo, Tatsujin, yeah. How to move your body. Pretty much.
And if you don't know what Toshindo is actually an art that I want to teach. I don't have my black belt in it yet, but I'm working towards that. But Toshindo is modernized ninjutsu. So pretty much learning how to be a ninja, and there's so many different mindsets with that.
So mind, body, and spirit. So before we finish off here, I want to share a story of this kid that I was teaching. His name is Jabari. He's 5 years old.
We can actually show Jabari. We'll put Jabari.
Yeah,
on
we'll
the screen.
put him up on the screen there, so that you can see. We started training, and before we even did one punch and one kick, I was making sure to drill that he understood mind, body, and spirit. It was powerful because when we first started off, he has this like voice that I called to him, this baby voice.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say real quick.
Go ahead.
He said he had to work on anger issues. The issue that I had to work on was the exact opposite. I had to work on being able to come forward and bring energy forward and speak up when I needed to speak up. So that was something that I battled with all the time. Because there could have been plenty of times where I could have spoke up about something and changed how everything was and not feel all the pain from not speaking. So you learn how to deal with having fire coming out, and I had to learn how to deal to take my fire out. So like you actually
take it in. Yeah, and it was just great to see Jabari because he had this little baby voice. Like I called it that because I needed to let him know this little little raspy has to go, because you have to understand that your voice and your words have power. And so you'll see it. Let's play it real quick. Stop. Up. Kunye. Now, I'm going to teach you how to count in Korean before we get started. So we can catch our breath. Is your heart rate going up? You know what your heart is?
Yeah.
Point to it. Do you say yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Did I say this baby voice anymore? I'm tired of this baby voice. I do not want to hear you say this baby voice. No, don't you cry. Because you choose to use your words. You choose to use your words. That baby voice has to go. You hear me? Do you hear me? Yes, sir.
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you. We're going to sit here all day till you get that regular voice out and that baby voice is gone forever. Your mama doesn't want to hear that baby voice. I don't want to hear that baby voice. You sound like a little baby. Do you want to be a baby? You want to be a baby? Oh, that's the problem. Guess what? You're a black boy growing up to be a man. Do you know the difference between a baby and a boy? So are you a baby or a boy?
Boys don't sound like babies. So are you a baby or a boy?
A boy.
A what?
A boy.
Speak up.
A boy.
Speak up.
A boy.
Speak up.
A boy.
Why is this baby boy still there?
No.
Get rid of it now. Because you know, you're choosing to act like a baby. That's why that baby voice is there. It's time for you to grow up to a boy. Good. You're breathing. Go blow your nose and come right back.
So you see him, he was crying there. And let's just play this next part so you can see how it ends.
Spread your feet. Hana.
Hana.
Do.
Do.
Set.
Set.
Net.
Net.
That's it.
That's
Shiryo. Mind.
mind.
Body.
Body.
Spirit.
Spirit.
Repeat.
Mind. Body. Spirit.
Repeat.
Mind. Body. Spirit.
Louder.
Mind. Body. Spirit.
Louder.
Mind. Body. Spirit.
Louder.
Mind. Body. Spirit.
Louder.
Mind. Body. Spirit.
I use my mind to think.
I use my mind to think.
I use my body to move.
I use my body to move.
I use my spirit to spread love.
I use my spirit to spread love. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to think fast. That's the only reason why I'm being so hard on you. I don't want you to be scared. I just want you to know that it's tough. Like, and in order to be tough, you have to be able to take it, okay? So, you see, you're still strong, right? I didn't hurt your face or anything, or your legs or anything, did I?
No.
No, so we're still good, right? Now, you're going to do 3 kick combos. And chinny up. Yeah. Good. And guard stance. Kick. Kick. Push kick. And step back. Shuffle back. Shuffle. Shuffle. Kick. Kick. Push kick. Shuffle back. Now make it stronger. Give me a kick. Understood? Understood?
Yes.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Good. Kick. Kick. Push kick. One more time. Switch. How do we switch? Good. Switch. Kick. Up. Other foot. Which foot? What's that one?
Right one.
Is that your right?
Left one.
Good. Hands up. Kick. Kick. Push. Good. Show you up. And kunye. Good job, buddy.
It was great with Jabari because, like I said, he had that baby voice and I wanted to teach him confidence because at that age, at 5, with our dad in the military training us, I remember he didn't even have kicking pads at the time. He picked up some pillows. It was like, kick here, boom, punch here, boom, teaching us all. And it was just so scary and so terrifying because you're this kid, like, I've never done it. But once you practice it and get used to it and start building up the repetition of it, it started making it easier. Now, before we even did a punch, a kick, or anything, I had to let him know it's more than just that. It's about you making sure you are aware because a lot of kids have a hard time focusing.
Especially since we all, and not just kids, we all have this right here.
Just look.
Right? That takes your awareness from what's really happening around. It can connect you through the news, all these other ways, but
right here, you got to be here. And so focusing, he was already athletic because he picked the moves up like that. It was crazy. And his spirit was like here, and I just wanted to help boost him up higher. That's why the saying I made him say, mind, body, spirit. I use my mind to think. I use my body to move. I use my spirit to spread love, and I stand by that in every moment.
Well, we want to thank you for listening to our first podcast. We hope that you really enjoyed it and that you've gotten a wealth of knowledge, or at least have some questions to think about.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there anything that you want to close off with?
No, just make sure you all, we're going to share this on a couple platforms, but make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Check out our Instagram pages. We'll say The Blasian Twins.
The Blasian Twins.
He's at Kevin That Ninja. I'm at Calvin M. Ross. We'll put it on the screen. And we just want you guys to just start showing support. So thank you all for listening. This is Martial Arts Mindset. As it is, my name is Calvin.
My name is Kevin.
And we are the Blasian Twins.